Valerie Ann Amos, Baroness Amos, is a black politician in the Labour Party, born March 13, 1954, is a British Labour Party politician and life peer. Lady Amos was born in Guyana, studied at the Universities of Warwick, Birmingham, and East Anglia, and was awarded an honorary professorship at Thames Valley University in 1995 in recognition of her work on equality and social justice. After working in equal opportunities, training, and management services in local government in the London boroughs of Lambeth, Camden and Hackney, she became Chief Executive of the Equal Opportunities Commission 1989-94. In 1995 Amos co-founded Amos Fraser Bernard and was an advisor to the South African government on public service reform, human rights, and employment equity. When she was appointed Secretary of State for International Development on May 12, 2003, following the resignation of Clare Short, she became the first female black politician to sit in the Cabinet of the United Kingdom. Lady Amos was the principal spokesperson in the House of Lords on international development online as well as one of the government's spokespersons in the House of Lords on foreign and Commonwealth affairs. She was previously a government whip in the House of Lords from 1998 to 2001 and also a spokesperson on social security, international development, and women's issues. She was created a life peer in August 1997. Lady Amos has also been Deputy Chair of the Runnymede Trust 1990-98, a trustee of the Institute of Public Policy Research, a non-executive director of the University College London Hospitals Trust, a trustee of Voluntary Services Overseas, chair of the Afia Trust, a director of Hampstead Theatre and chair of the Board of Governors of the Royal College of Nursing Institute. In 2003 Clare Short resigned from the cabinet due to her views on the Iraq War. Valerie Amos replaced her, becoming the first female black politician to sit in cabinet. Lady Amos was made leader of the House of Lords on October 6, 2003 following the death of Lord Williams of Mostyn, which meant that her tenure as Secretary of State for International Development lasted less than 6 months. Prior to her appointment as Secretary of State for International Development, Lady Amos was appointed Parliamentary Under-Secretary for Foreign and Commonwealth Affairs on June 11, 2001, with responsibility for Africa, Commonwealth, Caribbean, overseas territories, consular issues and FCO personnel. In the House of Lords, Lady Amos was a co-opted member of the Select Committee on European Communities Subcommittee F, Social Affairs, Education and Home Affairs, 1997-98. On February 17, 2005, the British government nominated her to head the United Nations Development Programme. Her tenure as leader of the House of Lords ran from 2003-2007. After leaving cabinet she worked as British High Commissioner to Australia until 2010. In 2010 United Nations Secretary-General Ban Ki-moon announced the appointment of Valerie Amos, as Under-Secretary-General for Humanitarian Affairs and Emergency Relief Coordinator. In March 2012 she visited Syria on behalf of the UN to press the Syrian government to allow access to all parts of Syria to help people affected by the 2011-2012 Syrian uprising. Valerie Amos is a British politician, the first woman of African descent to serve in a British cabinet and as leader of the House of Lords, 2003-07. Amos was educated at Townley Grammar School for Girls and received a bachelor's degree in sociology from the University of Warwick, 1976, and a master's degree in cultural studies from the University of Birmingham, 1977. She worked initially for local governments in London and then from 1989 to 1994 headed the Equal Opportunities Commission. In August 1997 she was made a life peer by the new Labour Party government of Tony Blair. As a member of the House of Lords, Amos served as the government spokesperson for social security, international development, women's issues, and foreign and Commonwealth affairs. In May 2003 she was appointed International Development Secretary, thus becoming the first black woman to serve in a British cabinet. Following the death of Lord Williams of Mostyn in September 2003, Amos was named leader of the House of Lords, a post she held until 2007. She later served as British High Commissioner to Australia, 2009-10, and as head of the United Nations Office for the Coordination of Humanitarian Affairs, 2010-15. She became director of the School of Oriental and African Studies, SOAS, at the University of London in 2015. She left in 2020 to become Master at University College, Oxford. She was the first woman to hold the post and the first black person to head a college at the University of Oxford. Valerie Ann Amos, Baroness Amos, LG, CH, PC, born March 13, 1954, is a British Labour Party politician and diplomat who served as the 8th UN Under-Secretary-General for Humanitarian Affairs and Emergency Relief Coordinator. Before her appointment to the UN, she served as British High Commissioner to Australia. She was created a life peer in 1997, serving as Leader of the House of Lords and Lord President of the Council from 2003 to 2007. When she was appointed Secretary of State for International Development on May 12, 2003, following the resignation of Claire Short, Amos became the first Black, Asian, and minority ethnic, BAME, woman to serve as a cabinet minister. She left the cabinet when Gordon Brown became Prime Minister. In July 2010, Secretary-General of the United Nations Ban Ki-moon announced Baroness Amos's appointment to the role of Under-Secretary-General for Humanitarian Affairs and Emergency Relief Coordinator. She took up the position on September 1, 2010 and remained in post until May 29, 2015. In September 2015, Amos was appointed Director of SOAS, University of London, becoming the first black woman to lead a university in the United Kingdom. Since September 2020, Amos has been Master of University College, Oxford, succeeding Sir Ivor Crewe and becoming the first ever black head of an Oxford college, as well as the first woman to head that college. Amos was born in 1954 in British Guyana, now Guyana, in South America and, after moving with her family to Great Britain in 1963, she attended Bexley Technical High School for Girls, now Townley Grammar School, Bexley Heath, where she was the first black deputy head girl. She completed a degree in sociology at the University of Warwick, 1973-76, and MA in cultural studies at the University of Birmingham, where the department was led by Stuart Hall, and studied education at the University of East Anglia. Charity career. After working in equal opportunities, training, and management services in local government in the London boroughs of Lambeth, Camden and Hackney, Amos became Chief Executive of the Equal Opportunities Commission in 1989, leaving the position in 1994. In 1995, Amos co-founded the consultancy firm Amos Fraser Bernard and was an advisor to the South African government on public service reform, human rights, and employment equity. Amos has also been Deputy Chair of the Runnymede Trust, 1990-1998, a trustee of the Institute for Public Policy Research, a non-executive director of the University College London Hospitals Trust, a trustee of Voluntary Service Overseas, Chair of the AFIA Trust, member of the board of the Sierra Leone Titanium Resources Group, a director of Hampstead Theatre, Chair of the Board of Governors of the Royal College of Nursing Institute, and a trustee, now patron, of the Sirius Trust. House of Lords. Amos was elevated to the peerage in August 1997 as Baroness Amos, of Brondesbury in the London Borough of Brant. In the House of Lords, she was a co-opted member of the Select Committee on European Communities Subcommittee F, Social Affairs, Education and Home Affairs, from 1997 to 1998. From 1998 to 2001, she was a government whip in the House of Lords and also a spokesperson on social security, international development and women's issues as well as one of the government's spokespersons in the House of Lords on foreign and Commonwealth affairs. Baroness Amos was appointed Parliamentary Under-Secretary for Foreign and Commonwealth Affairs on June 11, 2001, with responsibility for Africa, Commonwealth, Caribbean, overseas territories, consular issues and FCO personnel. She was replaced by Chris Mullin, International Development Secretary and Leader of the House of Lords. After previously threatening to resign as International Development Secretary in the lead-up to the 2003 invasion of Iraq, Claire Short eventually stood down in May 2003 over a draft UN resolution that she felt failed to give the UN its promised central role in rebuilding Iraq. Baroness Amos, who had been serving as Foreign Office Minister and as a spokesperson in the Lords for International Development, was swiftly announced as Short's replacement. Her appointment made her the UK's first black woman cabinet minister and was an unusual example of a government department being headed by a member of the House of Lords. Baroness Amos was appointed Leader of the House of Lords on October 6, 2003, following the death of Lord Williams of Mostyn, which meant that her tenure as Secretary of State for International Development lasted less than 6 months. On February 17, 2005, the British government nominated Lady Amos to head the United Nations Development Programme. Non-governmental roles. Baroness Amos left the cabinet when Gordon Brown took over as Prime Minister from Tony Blair in June 2007. Brown proposed her as the European Union Special Representative to the African Union. 13 However, Belgian career diplomat Koen Verweyck was appointed to this role instead. She was a member of the Committee on Commonwealth Membership, which presented its report on potential changes in membership criteria for the Commonwealth of Nations at the Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting 2007 in Kampala, Uganda. On October 8, 2008, it was reported that Amos was to join the Football Association's management board for England's bid to host the 2018 World Cup. This was described as a surprise appointment, since she has no recorded interest in football, despite her interest in cricket, or any experience in similar work such as the 2012 Olympics bid. British High Commissioner to Australia. On July 4, 2009, it was advised that Baroness Amos had been appointed British High Commissioner to Australia in succession to Helen Liddell, now Baroness Liddell. 15 Amos took up the position in October 2009. UN Emergency Relief Coordinator. In 2010, United Nations Secretary-General Ban Ki-moon announced Amos's appointment as Under-Secretary-General for Humanitarian Affairs and Emergency Relief Coordinator. In March 2012, she visited Syria on behalf of the UN to press the Syrian government to allow access to all parts of Syria to help people affected by the 2011-2012 Syrian uprising. In 2015, World Health Organization, WHO, Director General Margaret Chan appointed Amos as member of the Advisory Group on Reform of WHO's work in outbreaks and emergencies with health and humanitarian consequences. Since 2019, Amos has been serving on the Center for Strategic and International Studies, CSIS, Task Force on Humanitarian Access, co-chaired by Cory Booker and Todd Young. University career. In September 2015, she became the 9th director of SOAS University of London, the first woman of African descent to be director of an institute of higher education in Great Britain. In 2019, she co-led a report by Universities, UUK, and the National Union of Students, NUS, addressing the disparity between the proportion of top degrees, first or 2:1 degrees, achieved by white and black, Asian and minority ethnic, BAME, students. In January 2021, Amos left her position at SOAS to become Master of University College, Oxford, as both the first woman appointed to that post and the first black head of any Oxford college. Honours. Amos was awarded an honorary professorship at Thames Valley University in 1995 in recognition of her work on equality and social justice. On July 1, 2010, she received an honorary doctorate, Hondi University, from the University of Stirling in recognition of her outstanding service to our society and her role as a model of leadership and success for women today. She has also been awarded the honorary degrees of Doctor of Laws, Hon LLD, from the University of Warwick in 2000 and the University of Leicester in 2006. At the University of Birmingham, where she studied as an undergraduate. The Guild of Students have named one of the committee rooms the Amos Room after her, in acknowledgement of her services to society. In 2013, Amos was made an honorary Doctor of Civil Law at Durham University. Amos was appointed a member of the Order of the Companions of Honor, CH, in the 2016 Birthday Honors for Services to the United Nations and Emergency Relief. In 2017, Amos was awarded an honorary degree at Middlesex University, thereby recognizing achievement at the highest level as well as dedication to public duty and making a difference to others' lives. In July 2018, Amos received an honorary Doctor of Laws degree from the University of Bristol. In December 2018, she was awarded an honorary Doctorate of Literature by the University of the Witwatersrand. She was elected to the American Academy of Arts and Sciences as an international honorary member in 2019. On January 1, 2022, the Queen appointed Amos a Lady Companion of the Order of the Garter. Amos's banner of arms was erected at St. George's Chapel, Windsor on June 13. Amos is the first Black Knight or Lady Companion member of the order since its foundation, excluding the Emperor of Ethiopia Haile Selassie, who as a foreign monarch was a stranger Knight Companion of the order. In November 2022, Amos was awarded an honorary fellowship of the University of London. In May 2023, Amos took part in the coronation of Charles III, representing the Order of the Garter. In November 2023, Amos was conferred with an honorary Doctor of Law degree from the University of Guyana. Amos is an enthusiast of cricket and talked about her love of the game with Jonathan Agnew on Test Match Special during the lunch break of the first day of the England v. New Zealand Test match at Old Trafford in May 2008. After resigning from the cabinet, Baroness Amos took up a directorship with Trevant Capital, a Nigerian private equity fund launched in 2007. In the House of Lords Register of Members' Interests, she lists this directorship as remunerated. Amos was listed as one of the 50 best dressed over 50s by The Guardian in March 2013. Thank you for watching this video.